Hi, this is Jamie with Antelope Beads. In this tutorial, we're going to make a wrapped, double riveted cuff like this one. You can see we have two pieces of 5mm leather on this piece, one bracelet bar, and both pieces of leather are riveted to the bracelet bar. Then they combine in a magnetic clasp. And I'm going to open it up to show you that one side is pretty short. It's about a 3 1/4 inch length of leather cords. The other side's about 10 3/4 inch in length. And so the one side wraps around 1.5 times the wrist. The other side just wraps around the wrist half of a time, and they meet in the back to balance out the bracelet bar. So we have 14 inches of leather total in each of the two colors. I have an orange and a green here. These colors both come from the Arizona collection. And I've already pre-cut the leather into the long lengths and the short lengths. The short pieces, like I said, are about 3 1/4 inches long, and the two long pieces are about 10 3/4 inches. The other materials I'll need are a bracelet bar, a clasp, and 4 sets of rivets. So we'll get started with punching the holes first in the leather. I'll start with the long piece, and I'm going to take my hole punch that's set at 3/32, and I'm going to go ahead and punch the leather just as close to the end as I can while still feeling comfortable that it's not going to break through the end of the cord. So I place it, punch it, give the leather a little twist as I loosen up the pliers, and there we have it. Next, I'm going to take my bracelet bar and slide that piece through. And I'm just going to bend it around the bar. I allow for about 1/2 inch of leather to bend around the bar. So I'm going to fold it like that. And then take a Sharpie. And I'm just going to go ahead and mark inside there where I want the other hole to be. Next, I can punch the next hole. And I'll go ahead and line it up to make sure that it's going to fit well and that the rivets will fit and the leather is enough length to comfortably come together. And it does. So now I can take and use this piece as a template and mark the holes in all 3 of the other pieces of leather, since I know that they're all going to need the same holes and the same spacing. So I just line it up on this piece here, and again use the Sharpie to make the little dots. And I'll just repeat real quick with the other 2 little pieces. And okay, now that I've made all the marks, I can go ahead and just punch all of the marks. So again, I just line it up with the punch, give it a squeeze, and as I'm loosening the punch, I just give it a twist to make sure that leather goes all the way through, and I can pop it out. And you can hear when when the punch has gone all the way through the leather, because you can hear the metal hitting the metal as it pops through. There. Okay, one more piece, 2 more punches, and then we'll be ready to rivet. Okay. Now I have all the holes. I'm going to set aside these 2 short pieces. We'll work with the long pieces first. I'm going to go ahead and thread one of them through the bracelet bar. And I'm going to hold it in place while I take one of the long bottom pieces of the rivet and push it up through. And then I'm going to take the top of the rivet and pop it on. And I'm going to just kind of gently set that one aside while I go ahead and feed the other one through the leather as well. And I'll go ahead and insert those rivet pieces too. Now, as I said before, this bracelet's going to be a finished bracelet of about 14 inches long. And I know we also started with 14 inches of leather, but that's allowing for the fold over here on the bracelet bars and things like that. Now, if you find that this is too small for your wrist, you can add length easily. Just make sure to add even amounts of length to each side of the bracelet. So if you're going to add a 1/2 inch total, split it up and add 1/2 inch to the long side and 1/2 inch to the short side. Alright, now back to the riveting. I have my rivets placed here, and I'm going to set these on the side of the leather here, or side of the bench block, so that this bracelet bar is just over the edge and I won't risk hitting it or hurting it. I'm going to grab my hammer, and I want to just check and give it a good wipe with my thumb, make sure there's no big dirt particles or anything on the end there. And now, since both of my rivets are placed, I can go ahead and just hammer both of those together. And here I did focusing on the orange one first, and now I'll do the back one as well. Okay, so they're both secure there, and now we can repeat on the other side using the short pieces of leather. One option you could do, and I think I will do it for this bracelet, is switch the directions of the colors. On the example here, you can see that there's the teal on the top on both sides and the kind of green on the bottom. And for this sample we're making here, I'm going to switch it up, and I'm going to put the green on the bottom and put the rivet pieces through there, and then put the orange on top, and again rivets up and through. Okay, now I'll turn it around, place it on the edge of the bench block again, and hammer these two rivets into place. So here we are with our riveted leathers. As I said before, I alternated the colors on this piece with the orange and the green in opposites. And now we're just ready to glue it together, to glue it into our clasp and finish off the piece. So I have my super glue glue here. I'm going to give it a little shake and go ahead and unscrew the lid. And I have my clasp. I'm going to hold one end of the clasp and just put a couple drops of glue inside. And I'm going to just slowly move it back and forth and make sure that glue is coating everything. And then I'm just going to gently feed one leather and then two leathers into the clasp. Let that sit for a few minutes and then flip it over so that I can do the other side. I'm not going to worry about the wrap now. I'm just going to, as I glue this side, I'm just going to leave it open in one big ring like this. And then once it's dry, once you've let it set for several hours or even overnight, you can go ahead and wrap it around twice so that it's like the sample here. But for this one, we'll leave it in one big ring for now. I'm going to put just a couple of little drops of glue in here. Since this is the Arizona leather, I want to use, or be pretty conservative with my glue. If I have a lot that goops out, I risk staining these leather colors. So I'm going to gather the two ends together and slide them both in the clasp end. And we'll let that sit and dry as well. So again, here we have a finished 1.5 times double 5mm leather cuff. When it's wrapped together, it's going to look like this. With all the different bracelet bars and all the different leather colors, there's lots of options on how you can make your very own wrap. Please go to antelopebeads.com for lots of other ideas and information. Thank you.